Hi, so this is Morning Motivation with Olalekan Badmus, and this morning I'm just going to talk on instructions, obeying instructions, obedience to instructions. And first, I want to say that the academic community is one such community that thrives on obedience to instructions. It thrives on obedience to instructions from school rules and regulations, class rules and regulations. Instructions and examinations and all of that. So the academic community is such that it thrives on obeying instruction. It thrives on instructions. And I also want to say that, like I mentioned, that all academic activities are put together, right, such that it influences the totality of the student or the pupil. Right, all the activities are put together such that it influences the totality of the student or pupil. That's why we say that learning itself is simply a total change, right, in behavior, a total change in behavior. So there are three domains of education that must be touched. All right, there is the cognitive, there is affective and psychomotor domains. Now, so the one I'm particular about this morning is the affective domain. Right. So for learning to take place, like I mentioned earlier and I defined, learning is simply the total change, right, in behavior. So there is totality at the background, right? There is totality at the background. So just on obeying instructions, I want to read this paper published by Researchgate. All right, and this is on academic achievement of senior secondary school students in relation to obedient, disobedient tendency. All right, and I just want to read a line. So it says that the findings revealed that senior secondary school students having obedient tendency were found to have higher academic achievement as compared to their counterparts with disobedient tendency. So you see that. So obedient tendency, right, has a lot to do, right, with the academic achievement of the student. Now, like I mentioned earlier, that the academic community thrives on instructions. It thrives on instruction. There are instructions, school rules and regulations, classroom rules, and regulations. Even at examination, right, on writing examination, there are instructions to obey. Such our examination is such that it is in sections, right, and there are instructions per section. There are instructions per section, to follow in order to be, able to attain academic success. So a student who is not inclined to obeying instructions, right, will tend, to lag behind in academic success or academic activity or achievement. So it is important that as a student, right, you take obedience to instructions very importantly. Right, you take it very importantly because this has, a lot to do. It has a great impact, right, on your academic achievement. Right. So this period, for example, is a period where schools are writing and rounding up examination. You do well to take note of instructions. You do well to read instructions, and obey. And my opinion is that students who do not follow instructions, who do not pay attention to details and instructions, they tend to grow up, into becoming unruly, right, and disobedient to authorities. So as you go this week, pay attention to instructions, follow instructions, right, because it has a lot to do with your academic performance, right, as a student. So as you go in the course of this week, obey your class rules, obey your school rules, right, whatever you are asked to do, right, do them. And this has a lot to do with your academic performance. Have a great week.